Okay, y'all, what I would recommend doing on these is noticing the big points. Like that's -3, -1, that one's 0, -3, and that one's 1, 3. I think it helps to do that because your domain is which letters? The X's, right? And I'm looking at the X that is furthest left and furthest right. The furthest left one's what? -3, and the one furthest right is what? 1. And then all I got to do is look at what? Whether they're what? Brackets or what? Parentheses, right? The -3 is equal to, so it's a bracket, and the 1 is not, so it is a parentheses. Here's the one people will miss. What's the smallest y? It's not there, it's where? Yeah, it's down here, and it's the y value for the range. So it's -3 to 3, and so I'm going to write those down. Now, is -3 part of the answer? Yes, unless it's a circle on it, we assume that it's part of the answer. Is 3 part of the answer? No, so it is a parentheses. It is a parentheses, all right? So that's what you're going to do on that. Let's do another one. Same thing here. I'm going to write my points. Now I think everybody can see the -7, 0 and the 4, 0, but there's another point I need to write. Now y'all, I think I called it -1.58 because it looked like to me it was kind of in the middle there. It's kind of hard to tell really. That's what's bad about graphs. Can you be 100% exact? No. Like let's have those big points on there like that for you to help you out. Got it? So my domain is still the X's. I wrote down -7 and 4. Now the question is -7 a bracket or a parentheses?
Right.
It's a bracket, it's colored in, and the 4 is a parentheses. Now y'all, what are my smallest numbers? And this one's a trick one. Y'all, 0 is the smallest, but here's the question. 0 is part of the answer on the left side, but not on the right. So because it is on the left, that still makes it part of the domain. And so 0 can be part of your answer. And then the 8 is also part of the answer because it's assumed that we touch the line up there. And if we write it with the X's, it will be like that. Now y'all, your test is only going to have the left side. Everybody got it? It's only going to have the left side, but you would write it with the X, with the brackets would be the bar, the parentheses would not, and the range would just be with the Y's. Okay, the 0, the Y, and the 8 like that. So that was like, that's 18A. I'm going to go ahead and come to it and come back to these if I need to, all right? 18B, I'm going to label my points. That's -3, 4, 6, 2. And then the top one, I think I called it 2, 7. It might really be a 2.5. It's okay because I'm not going to use the 2 anyway. Notice what are my X's? What are my lowest X and my highest X? -3 and 6. Now, is the -3 a bracket or a bar? I mean, parentheses or a bracket?
Bracket.
The -3, it's an open circle, so it makes it a parentheses. And the 6 is a bracket. And then the range, what's the smallest y? Well, that's the -4, and the highest y is that 7 up there. Right? See that, the 7? And the -4 is still a parentheses, but the 7 is a bracket also. And then your domain will be -3x less than or equal to 6, because the bracket has the bars underneath of it. And the same thing then for the y's. -4, y less than, -4 is less than y, which is less than or equal to the 7. All right. I'm going to do the last two here real quick, 19 all at the same time here. And I'll come back. 19, my point's what? -5, 3, and 2, -3. Yeah, the x's are -5 and 2. And this time they're both what? Parentheses, because there's no like colored in dot, right? Makes it easier. And my y is then the -3 to the 3. And they're also parentheses. Your domain will look like that. Notice there are no bars on those at all this time. Like I said, y'all, I'll come back to it. I'm going to go ahead and answer this last one just because of the camera. And on 20, the left one's 1, 4. And notice, y'all, 9, 9. Did it help to write down the points? Because then you can see that the numbers for sure. The x's are 1 and 9. 1's a parentheses. 9's a bracket because it's colored in. And your range is that little 0 down there to the 9 up there. And those are both brackets because it does touch. So therefore, it would look like that with your x's, okay, if you're using the other traditional method.